Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show off this binder. We've already done a week of school, but all the video that I had taken for it, except for what I had posted on TikTok when we were doing all this stuff, is unfortunately it didn't save correctly, and so the videos were completely unusable, which I'm very bummed about. But this is the binder that I have, and I'm keeping everything in it. And yeah, so you will see that there is some stuff in here, but we have writing. That's the only thing I've saved in here so far because I literally just got done organizing all of this and starting to put it together. But that's because I was waiting on these folders. But we have the writing one, reading, math, social studies, science, Bible study, art projects, field trips. So that's all of the school paperwork stuff that I'm keeping to show what he's done and everything like that, because they might ask for it. And then I'm still waiting for his immunization records to be dropped off in the mail, but his immunization records are coming, so that way I can have them here in case the state asks for them. Attendance, which I still have to print out the first log, but I think I'm going to print those out monthly as opposed to weekly, because weekly there's going to end up being a lot of papers in this one. Report cards, which again is a monthly basis, and then achievements and awards as those come. And yeah, that's everything in the binder. Hey guys, so while I am sitting out here watching my children play, I'm going to take the time to finish a video that has been sitting unfinished in my gallery for a while now. Yeah. I've been slowly trying to catch up on videos. Truth is, we just, I, we end up doing so much fun stuff, and then I end up just like, the days that I have set aside for editing and stuff, I've been doing other things instead. So, it's been a process. But I figured, you know what, today is a slower day. We're going to take some time to edit this video, get it up, and just like out of the gallery, so that way it's, I'm not like continuing to forget about it, especially because everything else I have in the gallery comes after this video. So, you know, probably a good one to not continue to forget about, and I should stop editing videos that are meant to come after it, like significantly after it at this point, because I've been editing like every video after this one for a while now. They're just more fun. And this one's really just a lot of me talking, which, like, I always feel bad about when I make videos like this because they're not the most entertaining. I understand that. But I started recording little bits here and there. Like, I pick a day a week out of our homeschooling week so far. And right now we're like a couple months in now. Like, we're almost in our third month of homeschooling. But like, I keep editing those videos instead of this one, and I'm like, it's so cute, his little interactions and the things that I get on video, and I'm so excited for it all. And I'm like, watching him grow, watching him learn, and being able to see the progress that he's making as we're going through this year already, even though we're literally at the beginning of this year still. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see. And I'm so excited to share this journey and stuff, especially because I feel like homeschooling gets a lot of this like negative stigma around it, and it's been just such a beautiful journey so far. Like, we really do love it. He is thriving. He is, like, this kid is asking to homeschool every day of the week, like Saturdays and Sundays included. He doesn't want a break. Like, he loves being able to pick up his books and learn and do stuff and go places and learn and do stuff. He's having fun. And I think that's the most important part, is that he is enjoying it, right? But ultimately, before I can show off all of that, I have to create this introduction. Absolutely have to make this introduction because there's no way around it. I can't just jump into it and be like, okay, thanks for watching and tuning in and having fun with me. Like, no, I need to explain it. I need to dive into why we made this choice, what it's going to look like, well, what it's been looking like, but, give some kind of background to it and stuff and explain it a little bit just so that way the question isn't there for anybody that has the question or anybody that watches this little series and is considering homeschooling. Like, I also want a good introduction video for maybe people that are on the fence about homeschooling and if it's the right choice for them or not. Because I think hearing from people that are actively doing it is always helpful when making these kinds of decisions, right? So yeah, that's what this video is. And if it's, something that you don't really care to listen to me ramble on about, totally respectable and understandable, totally get it. I'll see y'all next week. Yeah. Let's get into it all. So, why did we choose homeschooling? Well, I say we like it was a decision I made with a bunch of other people. It was me. I made the choice. I decided. Ultimately, the reason that I chose homeschooling was quite a few reasons. Some of them ended up being, it was kind of the only option that I had. We'll get into that. But I wanted to do it anyway. So, weirdly enough, I actually have the ability to homeschool this year. Like, I have the freedom to do so. There's been things happening in my life that I can't dive fully into right now that have made it to where I don't have to leave the house to make money. And that's led me down this path of like finding other ways to have more freedom in a schedule and stuff. And, just moving towards things that matter more to me. Like, being with my kids as much as possible is a huge priority for me as a person and as an individual. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I can be here and enjoying them and spending time with them and, being as present as possible as opposed to away at work all the time. Which, it's not an easy path, but I've managed to find the way to make it happen, which is great. The schools in our area are awful. Like, there's no way around it. They're awful. They rank terrible. Like, I did so much research in the school district and schools in our neighborhood and stuff. They're awful. And I didn't want him at an awful school because he is very hyperactive. He's got diagnosed PTSD and stuff. Like, he is a kid that comes with a lot of challenge. And the schools in our area already don't do great with teaching the children. So I didn't want to throw him into a space where I was like I just knew that in this space he was going to be somebody that had constant complaints because it's already not a great school district. It's already not great schools in our area, etc. So that was a big chunk of it. The other big chunk of it was I didn't want him to be bored because he already knew everything that they were going to be teaching him in the schools in our area. Like, I looked up the curriculum and the breakdowns and stuff that they let you view before the school year starts, and I was like, none of it was where he's at. Like, he was so far ahead of where they were expecting him to be that I was like, he's going to be bored. And what I don't want him to feel bored with school his very first year of school. Yeah, I'll make corn dogs. Okay. Okay, so got a little busy. I'm here to continue going. But to wrap up why we chose homeschool. I left off with like just not wanting him to be bored and stuff. There was also the factor of he has so many interests that I really wanted to allow him to explore. Like, he's very interested in learning about anatomy right now. He keeps telling me when he's older he wants to be a doctor, etc. There's also a lot going on this year that I can't dive into, but my schedule is very unpredictable, very unreliable, and I didn't want that to interfere with his schooling. And the part that affected it that really wasn't, like, that kind of made it a sealed deal, if you will, that I wasn't expecting to be a sealed deal for it, is when their dad and I split up, he took everything, right? And I know I've mentioned that in a few videos before. It's definitely come up, but one of the things that is, like, gone was birth certificates. And he was born out of state, so I'm trying to get his birth certificate, and I have been for a while now. And I've paid for it multiple times now, and I still just have never been sent a replacement birth certificate. I can't get people on the phone or to return a phone call in regards to it, so he does not have his birth certificate, which I need for the schools. So that also played a huge role in why we decided to homeschool this year, while I am still trying to get a hold of his birth certificate, which I'm still very frustrated about, because I think I've paid for it like 4 times now, just desperately trying to get it. Like, at this point, I don't even care that I should have only had to pay for it once and that I should have had it months ago. I don't care. I just want it here, and it's not, which is frustrating. How many times is the location going to change, or my hair going to change? All the times, apparently. I keep getting busy and distracted. So, we're going to try and wrap this up now. So many people were so concerned when I was telling them that I was going to homeschool. They were like, what about his socialization? What about all these other things? What happens when you decide to put him into regular school and he doesn't know how to do anything at regular school? Because kindergarten, part of what you learn is that. And I'm like, well, he has friends. Like, he hangs out with other kids at church and stuff. Like, he has friends. We've been invited to birthday parties. He hangs out with other kids consistently. So socialization, not a concern. It's not even a factor. He does it at least once a day a week, because even if he doesn't get to go and hang out with kids throughout the week, he will always have church unless we're sick that Sunday. But, like, he has a guaranteed day where he knows he's going to have socialization. And especially right now, like, kid's got a best friend. Okay? Like, kid legitimately has a best friend. I don't think I even had a best friend at his age. But yeah, so I'm like, his socialization is varied because it depends on what we're able to do throughout the week and stuff, but he gets guaranteed socialization on Sundays. And as far as his curriculum, like I had mentioned in the last question, one of the things that he's interested in is anatomy, so we're doing anatomy, we're learning about the human body. Not to, like, give away too many spoilers, because, like, the series is just starting for y'all, but he's been loving it. He really likes learning about cells. Like, that's his favorite thing. He likes watching videos on YouTube of looking at all different kinds of cells and stuff in a microscope. Absolutely loves that. And we do that pretty consistently, actually. He'll walk up to me and be like, Mom, can we watch videos about cells? Yeah, let's watch some videos about cells right now, and I'll pull them up on YouTube. I mean, everything that I bought, obviously, like I said, we are currently actively in some schooling and stuff, but after anatomy, I've got like some general science stuff just to like keep throwing science in there because he likes science a lot. And like he would not have science at all in kindergarten, so I'm like, let's have science. But we are going through not only the things that he would have to learn for kindergarten, like your general counting, alphabet, recognizing lowercase and uppercase, etc., knowing how to spell your name, which like he's known forever. But like we're going into phonics because I don't like, sorry, cut out really randomly. I got a Amber Alert. Praying everything is okay, that they find that little girl. That's terrifying. I'm teaching him phonics because I don't like sight words. I feel like sight words is kind of detrimental to helping a child learn to read and stuff, and like he's figuring out reading right now actively. And so he knows sounds that letters make. These letters make these sounds. This is how you figure out how to read. So we're practicing a lot with our reading in like reading and writing, obviously. Because I also want him to know how to write things. Math, everything from simple addition to counting money and telling time, all of that, we're just really integrating into it all. The money one has me super excited because it means that we get to go out into the real world and I can hand him money and be like, we figured out how to read price tags. Spend your money. You can pick out what you want. Spend your money. You know your limit because you can read the price tags. And we are also learning about the fact that you have to keep it a little bit down because of taxes. So, he's getting all of that. And then, again, I just keep going into things that, like, he doesn't necessarily need because it's not really things that you'd be learning in kindergarten, but, like, we're doing geography, which has been fun. Not even gonna lie. It's been a really fun time watching him, like, figure out maps and stuff. It's super cute. He's been loving it. This is why I love homeschool. Because I'm able to, like, let him explore his interests and teach him whatever we feel like. And he's learning so much. And he's enjoying all of it. Again, he wants to do it every single day of the week. And it's so nice to see how he's learning and what's helping him learn the best, and like just creating that foundation of wanting to learn. Super awesome, super fun. I've been having a great time experiencing it so far, and I'm sure that I will just continue to have nothing but enjoyment throughout this process because it's truly been just amazing. And like, he's such a smart kid. Like, he's been picking up on things very, very fast. I'm a little worried. Like, we have a lot of books, and I feel like it's not enough. We're also working on some of his therapy stuff, just because I feel like it's important to incorporate that as much as possible. So we also do a little bit of therapy and stuff, just to help him with everything that he's got going on in his head. And it really does help him get into like a better mindset for the day before we even start learning and stuff, because he's able to, you know, process anything, like especially if he had like nightmares and stuff the night before. It really has been a helpful little piece. It's just, we're able to move at his pace, and his pace is very fast. A little intimidating. But he's also able to just like if he's struggling with something, we're able to hone in on it for the day. Like, we don't have to follow a schedule. He's not being surrounded by a bunch of other kids and stuff to distract him and things like that. Which has just been really great because everything he's retaining is absolutely incredible. So the year is jam-packed full of all different kinds of things that we're going to be learning, and I'm so happy that he's retaining it and enjoying it, and that he thinks learning is just so cool. I hope that doesn't go away ever. Like, I am praying that his love of learning never ceases. Because I used to be that kind of kid that just loved learning all the time, and then public school beat it out of me. And I don't want anything to ever beat out his passion and his desire to learn. I want it to stay with him forever. I'm eating ice cream on the porch right now and have nowhere good to set my phone down at, so you guys are getting this angle. You're welcome. All while watching the boys play on the trampoline. But I almost forgot that I wanted to put advice in this video, not gonna lie. So I figured I would do that now. My advice is, if you are somebody that is thinking about homeschooling and wants to homeschool and has the ability to homeschool, just do it. All the complaints that people make about homeschool, like, oh, the socialization, your kid's gonna be weird, blah, 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 none of it matters. None of that matters. There's so many ways to socialize your kid. Everybody's weird. Nobody wants to be the exact same. Like, so that shouldn't ever be a factor of concern. There's so many benefits. My next big piece of advice is, don't, like, if you're getting into it and stuff, don't struggle for power over it. Like, yes, you're going to have to do learning, you're going to have to teach, you're going to have to be the teacher, right? That's all obvious, but you don't have to make the schedule very rigid, and child-led learning for homeschool is great. Like, Elias picks what he starts with. We work through our workbooks and stuff, and then we do, applications of real life. Like, what you learned today, we're going to apply it to real life scenarios and stuff. And you're going to learn throughout your day. But it's not structured like sit down, shut up, learn, right? And doing it that way, it's a lot less stress on both of you, like you and your child or children. So I guess both of you or all of you, depending on your situation. But it doesn't have to be as rigid as school is. And never feel like, if you're stuck in it and stuff, never feel like you have to make it as rigid as actual school would be. But yeah, that's honestly all the advice that I think I have. Because, I mean, obviously, we're not very far into it. But I think those are the most important things. Like, if you're able to and you're thinking about it, go for it. Do it. Like, it gives your kid the freedom to just actually learn and enjoy learning and just be as smart as possible, because they're not being held to the same standard as everyone around them. They're being held to the standard they're setting. And it's usually far beyond what you would expect it to be. Kids are so much smarter than we give them credit for. So just go for it, and don't stress about the schedule. Don't stress about making it feel exactly like school, because you have the ability to make it feel however works best for you and your child or children in a learning environment. You get to adapt everything based off of how your child/children learn best. Which, sending them off to school doesn't allow for that. Oh, thank goodness, that's a cat, not a raccoon. I was like, oh my goodness! I'm good. I have a very irrational fear of raccoons. Anyway, that's all my advice. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna go back to eating my ice cream, though, before it's just liquid. Bye!